Hey guys, what's up? It's Tanya Dotson-Winckler here, founder of 180 Degree Time Management, and I am broadcasting from my local coffee shop this morning because we have an internet glitch at home. But I thought that this topic was way too important to reschedule, so I thought I'd jump on today, and I welcome all of you that wanted to come on and find out some more about the weird reason that pattern interrupts are the weird way to reduce your workday. So I was just going to come on and talk a bit about what a pattern interrupt is, and so you can understand them. And I'm going to start by saying that all of 100% of all time management programs and productivity programs fail at this level because what they're telling you to do is pretty doggone impossible to do when you are running a business and you are a business owner or an entrepreneur. So trying to run your business as if you were an executive is going to leave you stressed out, burnt out, feeling like you're not doing well in your business, feeling like you're not able to manage your time, and all of those things, which really doesn't help with your confidence with, you selling your products for your clients, right? It doesn't feel good to be feeling overwhelmed, does it? It doesn't feel good to get to the end of your workday and still have a whole bunch of items left that you need to do. It doesn't feel good to be taking more and more time away from your family and your friends and your hobbies and the things that you love to do. It just doesn't feel good. And I spoke about this last week, trying to manage your business as if you were managing a 9 to 5 workday is not only not possible, it's frustrating, and it is time consuming. It actually costs you more time and money trying to do that. So I wanted to get on today and talk about what it is that we business owners, the 100 business owners that I've worked with, have found access to that has really helped us to transform our relationship to our time management and be able to manage all of our businesses like within 8 hours per day. And now those are called pattern interrupts. Now, what is a pattern interrupt? Because again, I just want to go back and say that traditional time management, basically all that they do is they give you the first half of the equation, but they don't give you the whole solution. They tell you to stop doing certain things, stop procrastinating, do the first thing, the hardest thing first thing in the morning, stop cramming, plan your day, plan your work week, do your scheduling the night before, do your scheduling the week before, and then stick to that schedule. Now, if you're a business owner, how likely is it that your day-to-day schedule is going to look the same from the one day to the next? It's not. We all know that. So trying to fit our schedules into some sort of 9 to 5 executive system or strategy doesn't work for us. And then we keep trying to do it, and that's when we get overwhelmed, and that's when we get burnt out, and that's when we get frustrated, and that's when we get insecure about how we're running our businesses and how our work days are getting out of control. And then the knock-on effect of that is that we don't have any time for ourselves, and we don't have any time for our families, and we don't have any time for the things that we love to do. So that's traditional time management. They only give you the first half of the equation. They don't give you the whole solution. So replacing the chronic habits that I just talked about, like procrastination, like cramming, like waiting till the last minute to get things done, like batching, like the Pomodoro method, all of those things are that's only step one. What you need to have is you have to have a strategy to keep you from sliding back into your old traditional habits for good. And that's where you can use personal prompts and what I call personal prompts, which are pattern interrupts. So let me tell you what a pattern interrupt is. A pattern interrupt is a design for you to, it's like a neuro-linguistic programming. Pattern interrupts involve recognizing an unwanted pattern or unwanted behavior and disrupting it, and then leading someone to a new desired behavior. So psychiatrists have used this for years, psychologists have used this for years, and psychiatrists and psychologists, they use pattern interrupts to break people out of unwanted or unconscious responses that they've developed over time. So what do you think procrastination is? That's only an unwanted or an unconscious response that you developed over time, right? So what you can do with pattern interrupts is that they're like thought pattern interrupts. Basically, what they do, what we help you create and practice and then memorize, is to be able to break yourself out of returning to your old chronic unworkable habits. So I want you to think of pattern interrupts like grappling hooks. Yeah, if you were mountain climbing, or if you've ever seen anyone do any mountain climbing, what they do is, like, every 5 or 6 feet that they climb, they pound a hook into the mountain face, and then they thread that hook through their safety harness, through their rope, so their climbing rope, so that if they happen to slip and fall, they don't fall all the way back down the mountain. They don't fall all the way back down to where they started climbing. They only fall the 5 or 6 feet that where they last pounded this hook into the wall. So that's what a pattern interrupt is like. Because if you get derailed during your workday by procrastination, right? You're scrolling on Facebook, you get, distracted by something, you get interrupted all day long, you stand to lose hours and hours and hours of your workday, which means you got to kind of like start all over all the time. But if you have a grappling hook in place, if you have a pattern interrupt in place, you may lose an hour, but you won't lose an afternoon, right? Does that make sense? You may lose, the time it took you to prep for a meeting, but you won't lose a week's worth of work, because now you've gone into procrastination mode. And you know what that's like, guys. When you get into procrastination mode, you're kind of done. You're done for the day. You may be done for the week. You may be, you really are sabotaging your own momentum, your own productivity. So when you can employ um, pattern interrupts in your workday, guess what? You see yourself start to go off, right? This is how it works. You see yourself start to go off. You see yourself start to slip. You see yourself start to slide back into procrastination. But you now have something in place. You've got a pattern interrupt. You've got a thought. You may have written it on a piece of paper. You may have a file with it. But yeah, here we go. Here we go again. I'm getting ready to go off into, distraction. Here, I find myself I'm procrastinating. I'm on Facebook, and you just pull that out. You pull that thought out, you read it, and then you say, oh, okay, that's not what I was doing right now. I was doing this. I was not procrastinating right now. I was getting on with it. I was not getting interrupted and distracted right now. I was making a plan. And the pattern interrupt is so strong and so consistent and so steady that it snaps you out of that old patterns, those old, what's the word I'm looking for? The repetitive patterns. It just snaps you out of where you have been. I see a comment here. So uh, someone is procrastinating now while watching me. Right? Yeah, I get you. And at least that's more useful than my usual method. Exactly. Because at least you'll learn something here. So what I want you to learn, Facebook use, I can't see who you are, unfortunately. When you're on StreamYard, you can't see who the person is. But whoever you are, welcome. And I want you to, at least learn that there's something out here that can stop you from doing this. So, next time you start procrastinating, imagine that you could pull out a piece of paper, or you could pull out a file that you have written 5 to 6 pattern interrupts on. And they're personal to you because you developed them in our programming, right? And it's something that means something to you, and it's something that means more to you than procrastinating. So what you get to do is you pull that out and you read it, and it gets you back on track, or it gets you back in momentum. It stops the sliding. It stops the falling. You get stopped, in midair, or in mid-sentence, or in mid-procrastination, or in distraction mode, or in mid-interruption, and you can get back to your workday. Now, look, this is something that has saved me and my clients 10 to 20 hours per week. Can you imagine stopping yourself over and over and over again when you're off procrastinating, or you're off, being distracted, or you're off getting interrupted? Or here's a good one. Here's another good pattern interrupt for business owners. When someone has asked you to do something that is going to take you an awful lot of time to do, and you know you should be doing your own work, but you have a problem saying no. So you constantly say yes. Any of my yes sayers out there, just give me a thumbs up. That you know what that's like, right? So imagine you had a pattern interrupt for that. Imagine you had a pattern interrupt for every time someone wanted to phone you. One of your clients wanted to interrupt your flow. You're in the middle of doing something that's really, really important for your business, and here comes a client request, or here comes a client text or email. And we have knee-jerk reactions to clients, right? But imagine you had a pattern interrupt that said, "Not now. I'll get to this later." Or you had something where you would feel good about how you would address that client's request without dropping what you have got going on, and without throwing what you've got in your hands over your shoulder to be able to address their emergency, right? Which never turns out to be an emergency. It just turns out to be an emergency for them right now. But here's the thing: handling emergencies all day long it's like juggling. It's like spinning plates, right? You're constantly spinning plates. Now, how much momentum do you think you can have in your business if you're constantly juggling client requests, you're constantly juggling your own product, your own procrastination, you're constantly juggling interruptions and distractions, you're constantly juggling, emails, right? And if you had pattern interrupts for all of that, how much time do you think you could get back? How much time would that give you back with your family? How many evenings would that give you back with your sweetie? How many, days off would that give you back for you just to relax and for you just to recharge, right? How much of your overwhelm do you think that a few to like a dozen pattern interrupts would allow you to get momentum up? So look, here's the thing. If you found this helpful, if you think that this is something that you could use in your business, if you think that this is going to, cause, like with me and my clients, give you back 10 to 20 hours of your freedom per week, that I want you to copy this down. That's scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now, https://meetme.so/Tanya Dotson. And you will be taken to my calendar page. And on my calendar page, you just grab the first available time that suits you. And you and I will get together at that time and we'll work out what is stealing your time, what kind of pattern interrupts will make the biggest difference for you, and how you can start to get your workday back on track a lot quicker by using not only pattern interrupts, but a whole bunch of other stuff that we've got available for you, business owners and entrepreneurs that have been trying to squeeze your round little self into the square peg of traditional time management, and you find yourself frustrated, you find yourself exhausted, you find yourself feeling insecure about the ability to manage your business, and you want another strategy that works. You want a system that produces that strategy reliably and religiously every single time, and you want to get your time back. Look, if that's what you want, hit that link, copy paste it, get a hold of me. And I think we're even coming in under 15 minutes today. I promised you guys 15 minutes, but we're coming in under 15 minutes today, because basically that's pretty much it. Pattern interrupts will give you your time back. Pattern interrupts will reduce your workday, and pattern interrupts will get you out ahead of it as far as your productivity is concerned. So I look forward to speaking to you guys. I look forward to hearing from you. And that's our Motivational Monday for today, with pattern interrupts, the weird way to reduce your workday. I'll see you soon. Ciao.